Hello and welcome to another episode of It's All Lovely, the show which focuses on highlighting the abundance of goodness which not only surrounds us all but resides within each of us beings at any given moment. I am your host, Dr. Lovely. In this episode, I would share with you my recent conversation with a seasoned artist who left me writing this quote. To tap the untapped, one must adapt. To tap the untapped, one must adapt. It gives me a great pleasure to now introduce my guest, a professional dancer, choreographer, and a dance anthropologist, Miss Lori Clark Yasmina, who will share her lovely world of adaptation with us today. You have been a teacher, performer, choreographer, and even a dance video editor for more than 30 years. And how, as an artist, you are dealing with this, or how you are adapting in this new world, since dance is a face-to-face art.
I can tell you what I've been through, and I'm still learning every single day. It's it was a sudden change, and I think me, like most dancers that I know, we were never interested in really developing online technology for dance because we all see it as something that needs to be done in person. If you need to trade things on the internet or have a Zoom meeting, that's fine. But we never thought of that as a primary vehicle for dance. And so when all of this happened, I was on spring break. I teach at George Mason University, and I've taught there for about 7 or 8 years now. And it was spring break. Both of my classes were great, really nice people in both classes, and a lot of students too. I always have about 35 to 40 students in each class. One of my classes is Indian dance, and one of my classes is Middle Eastern dance. I didn't mention that I made my living doing Middle Eastern dance. That's basically how I made my living. But that's a whole nother subject. Anyway, spring break happened, and we knew something was kind of brewing because people were talking about it, but I don't think anybody knew what to think early on. And then all of a sudden, overnight, all the universities decided that we were going to go all virtual, and we had to scramble to learn the technology, to adapt our surroundings. I have turned my house into a dance studio. I have mirrors on. I had to go to Home Depot with my mask on, of course, and buy all of these mirrors on the wall. I got a flat screen TV so I could see my students better, and I tried to figure out the best way to sort of transmit the experience and translate it to online. Unfortunately, there's a lot of dancers who were very resistant to it, and I don't blame them at all because it's very difficult. And especially for a slightly older generation, they had a lot of trouble adapting to the technology. And to be honest, to really make all of this work well, it's expensive too. You have to invest a little bit. I had to buy adapters, I had to buy tripod, all the mirrors, the flat screen. There was a lot of things I had to invest in to make sure that I could keep that experience going, and I was willing to do it. So some people don't understand it or find that leap a little more difficult. I figured all of those things out. I asked my students, what they could see, what they couldn't see. I found that teaching suddenly required twice as much time as before. I had to make supplementary videos myself for every class practically. So every choreography I did, I'd have to make a video facing the mirror, facing the camera, with music, without music, you know, to explain to the students in real time, because one of the big problems with teaching dance online is that there's a lag. And so when you're teaching a large group of students like I was, they all have to be able to hear the music, and I have to play the music. And as you know, when I teach private students, I ask the private student to have the music with them so that there's no lag for the student. But in a large group class, this is a really big question. It's something that I wish, you know, internet connectivity companies like, you know, Xfinity, Comcast, whatever we have here in the area, I wish that they could give people a little bit better quality of internet so that this would be possible, because I don't think that this is going anywhere. I think classes online are here to stay, and there's obvious pluses and minuses to it. There's the pluses that, you know, we get to be together. You live far away from me, and it would be difficult for us to get together in person regularly, maybe for class. Whereas with this technology, we're able to do that. I have students in California, in New York, and like now it's amazing. You can have people from anywhere taking class. But on the other hand, there's certain things that are much easier to transmit in person. And again, dance is social. So doing partner work, using props, there's certain things that are much better done in person. And that's the unfortunate part. That's very difficult to do online effectively. So it cuts out certain things, but dancers are creative people, and we are adapting to it. And I think we're discovering things that's going to change people's choreography. Of course, it's going to change people's approach to dance. Don't be intimidated by technology. Everybody can learn it. Everybody can do it. You can Google the answers that you need to the questions you have if something isn't working out. But, and as you were saying before, don't be ashamed that you don't know something. In my mind now, nobody knows exactly what they're doing. We're all adapting. We're all learning together, and everybody can do it. It doesn't matter what age you are, and you can learn to do technology, and the time you invest in learning the technology is going to pay back later on, because Zoom culture is not going anywhere. Even if there is a cure tomorrow, a vaccine, we're still going to be working online a lot more than we were before. And so investing that time into learning the technology will make your life so much easier. There's really no downside to it.
No, I agree with you on learning. The life is a dance, so we have to keep moving, right? You have to keep moving with the whatever is the music changes, right? Music changes, and we have to take our steps there. So
yes, and you know, everybody's technology works a little bit differently. You know, the instructions for one device things might not appear the same way it appears for somebody else. And so, yeah, you have to learn. That's like really dancing to your own music. You have to learn what's going on. And again, expect a few failures and give it another try. Because again, I didn't like technology at all before. Not in the beginning. I could not, I just hated computers. I hated everything to do with it. And over time, I've come to really like it and be good at it. And my attitude has completely changed from, I mean, we're talking many years ago. I think we're in dance, we're luckier than other art forms, because my musician friends, very few of them are working at all. They can't. There's nothing out there for them to do. But luckily with the dance, because people still want exercise,
Yeah.
we're finally in demand.
Actually, you know what? You have brought up a very good point. Like I said, I saw you 12 years back, and all my life I wanted to, start dancing again, learn it again. And somehow, in May, I texted you to ask you how you are doing in these COVID times, and are you still teaching? And you said, yes, I am. It has been difficult time, but I am teaching virtually. You know what? I saw this time, actually, I will share this with every viewer out there, that this is an opportunity. And I have to commend you, Lori, and others like you who are trying to adapt to this very, very sudden, uncertain situation and making the best out of it. But I call myself a blessed recipient of your generosity to adapt. So thank you for adapting to this. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope, regardless of the situation and the circumstances, you too are inspired to acknowledge and then adjust and adapt to tap the untapped, so you too can feel, it's all lovely. Till next time, bye bye.